How do you turn more cold leads into warm leads into hot leads? Let's talk about it. Okay, so you may have noticed that if you ever audit your pipeline of leads, that there are people who were in there and over the course of a few months, they chose to work with someone else. And you may ask yourself, why is that? And is that because they were a hot lead or a cold lead? And the reality is that we often assume that a person is a hot lead because their time frame is immediate, but that's not always the case because there's a lot of people who have an immediate time frame who, as your auditing of your pipeline shows, were ready to work with someone. They just weren't ready to work with you. So a hot lead is somebody who's ready to work with you. And that is the important distinction between a hot lead, a warm lead, and a cold lead. So a cold lead may actually have a time frame of today, but you need to go and move them from a state where they're not sure to work with you to the point where they're absolutely confident that they want to work with you. So, what is the big distinction between a hot lead, a cold lead, and a warm lead? Let's dive into it. So, a hot lead is somebody who either knows of you or they have some relationship with you. Maybe they're on your newsletter, like your newsletter. Maybe they're subscribed to your Facebook feed. Maybe they're following you through your YouTube channel. So, there's some sort of sense of relationship between them and you. And when they come to talk to you, they're having the conversation specifically about the thing that they want to accomplish. And you don't really have to go into the solution. You can talk straight into, okay, how can, like, let's get your home sold, for example. Let's get your home listed. And you go straight into working and with them in a relationship. A warm lead is somebody who maybe they don't know you personally, but they know someone else who knows you. They also may be aware of your offers. They may be aware that you can provide something, but then their questions are really around who are you? And so as you nurture them, it's really important that you get them on those newsletters, you get them on your email list, you get them in your Facebook, you get them in a way where they're seeing you so that they're developing. Okay, now let's go to the way to cold lead. So cold lead is somebody who doesn't know anything about you. They maybe don't even know their business exists, they don't know what you offer, and they probably came in because they requesting some information and they got that information, but they haven't connected the dots that you are somebody who they can trust with their business. And so, how do you fast forward that relationship? And that's really the most important piece. And so, the way you can do that is through a bunch of ways. So, number one, help build a bridge. So you can build a bridge by taking somebody in your market that you know very well and they know you very well. And that person is likely to be known by your community. And then have them do a testimonial, like especially a video testimonial or a recommendation of yourself. And then you can obviously include that recommendation. When you get somebody in your pipeline, you can send that to them, either included in your email, you can include a link, you can have that as a retargeting ad that's showing out to people. But that boosts your sense of credibility because they're like, okay, well, I know that person and they trust them. That is going to help me. Another way to do it is obviously connecting the dots in Facebook. If you have a person and you're like, oh, I have a friend in common with you, you can always see that. If you go to do a friend request, you can see the people that you have in common. That's another way you can help to create that bridge of who am I and why would you want to be talking with me? The second thing is you want to like I said, you wanna really pull them into that nurturing list, and you wanna start giving them educational content. Educational content is talking about the problem that they have. And if they don't know you yet, but they're very aware of their problem, they're gonna pay attention to you if you start talking to them based on where they're at. So if you start saying, "Okay, here I've got this really useful educational content, and it's walking you through the 10 steps to solve your problem," they're going to pay a lot of attention to that. And you can send that to your emails. You can send that through. You can write blogs about that. You can obviously create YouTube videos. Which brings me to the last point, which is now take all of that educational content that you've written to provide and answer their questions. Now turn those into YouTube videos, turn those into Instagram short reels, and then turn them into ads that you show on your Instagram and your Facebook marketing to all your list of contacts so that people are seeing educational content from you and you start moving into that space of the expert in their market. And that's it. That's it's really that simple. So how do you take a cold lead and turn them into a warm lead and turn them into a hot lead? Number one, you want to make sure you're bridging. Number two, you want to make sure you're educational. Number three, you want to use video. That is going to be your secret strategy to building those relationships and winning more deals. Hope you have a great day and go rock it.